Greenhouse gases are a group of gases in the atmosphere that trap the heat energy from the sun, uh, thereby preventing all of it from reflecting back into space. And this is a natural process because this needs to happen in order for us to keep warm and be able to live on Earth, right? However, the quantity of greenhouse gases, by the way, greenhouse gases comprise of carbon dioxide, which is also right now the biggest of them, around 80%. We also have methane gas, we have fluorinated gases, we have nitrous oxides, we have water vapor, because water vapor also behaves exactly like these greenhouse gases. They trap the heat. Now, why is it a problem when we talk about greenhouse gases? It is a problem because of the quantity that we are producing right now. So by human activities such as driving our vehicles, transportation activities like using the buses, the metro, the aircrafts, vessels in the oceans and so on and so forth, they all contribute significantly to greenhouse gases, industrial processes, power plant, mining activities. Okay. Now, these are what we call the direct emission of greenhouse gases. If we look at the indirect aspect of greenhouse gases, for example, if I'm a consumer of electricity, if I have high demand of electricity, it means that I am indirectly asking the power plant to, produce more power. That is, if the power plant is using fossil fuel for the generation, like gas, coal, or diesel. So at the end of the day, they need to produce more power by emitting more in order to meet your demand. This is the indirect application of greenhouse gas emission. So all of us, corporates, individuals, we all contributing to the problem of greenhouse gases. This is the what is leading to the global warming, because we have too much greenhouse gases and it's trapping almost all the heat energy that is coming from the sun. It's trapping it. It's not able to reflect back into space, right? The effect of that is the climate change. We can see a drift or a shift in the weather patterns. We can see intense rainfalls in some regions. We can see that there is a severe hurricanes, typhoons, flooding, drought, you name them, heat waves, and what have you. So these are all as a result of the greenhouse gases that we are generating. There's a direct correlation between these two categories. Now, how do we reduce our greenhouse gas emission? We can do that by being energy efficient. Make sure that, let's say if you are using an air condition, you can prevent escape. So good insulation to prevent the cold air from escaping, so that your thermostat can kick off when the room is cold. You can apply the same thing for heating. We can look at renewable sources of energy like solar, like hydropower, like biomass, nuclear, and so on and so forth. We can look at transportation, specifically instead of going to the shop to pick up a loaf of bread, which is just next door or a couple of meters away. You can walk, you can cycle, We can look at carpooling. Instead of driving behind your colleague to work every day, you work in the same organization. You can use your car this week, the following week, you can use your friend's car. That helps in, cutting down emission if both of you are using different cars, right? You can do that. It also saves you on fuel and maintenance. So the good thing is that when you try to control your greenhouse gas emission, it also put money in your pocket. Let's say if I'm energy efficient, the use of LEDs, that reduces your energy consumption. It can do that up to 90%, by the way. if you switch from incandescent lights to LEDs. Making sure that you always selecting gadgets, electronic gadgets that are power efficient, that is also very important. We can look at water use. Water use, the more water you use, the more energy that is required to process that water and get it over to you. So if you can use fixtures in your showers that does not waste more water, that is also good. And you can shorten your bathroom time in the shower from 10 minutes to maybe 2 or 3 minutes. I believe you can do that. We can look at waste reduction. The more waste that we generate, the more greenhouse gases that we generate. Let's take a look at, for example, food waste. Okay, if you have a lot of food waste, it will end up with methane gas. Or if you generally waste materials, clothing, shoes, everything, then it also means that manufacturers have to produce more in order to meet your demand. And that also goes to the landfill, which is not good. Then we can look at adopting plant-rich diet. Research has shown that those vegetarians, they contribute very less to greenhouse gas emissions compared to those of us who eat beef or animal diet. Yeah, I'm not saying stop, but you can reduce it significantly. At the end of the day, cattle and all the animal diet related products also lead to a lot of greenhouse gas emission, either by way of their droppings, by way of their processes, and so on and so forth. And basically, that is it for today. So let's begin to be conscious of this knowledge and also try to educate others. If everybody can understand this concept and begin to be conscious by applying some of these techniques that we've discussed in order to reduce greenhouse gas emissions, it will go a long way to help save Mother Earth. Thank you very much for watching, and please subscribe, share, and comment.